You know, I've always used Q-tips in my ears, which is the weird thing. So,
Everyone has.
so I guess if you're going to use Q-tips in your ears, whenever like there's a little resistance, don't push harder. You've hit the limit of that Q-tip usage. You're not going to find anything else
As
in there.
somebody,
You're not going to find your dignity
as
in there.
somebody who's, as somebody who's had his eardrum burst 3 times in his life, let me tell you that that is at least in the top two most painful things I've ever been through.
Oh God, I've never had my eardrum like get damaged, but I have had a and this story's horrifying. I have had a bug fall into my ear and just kind of burrow its way right against my eardrum and try to get out the wrong way. So like what I had to do, and my girlfriend was ingenious at this, because like I was sleeping at the time, so it woke me up. I was startled, rambling, fucking, oh God, it's in my ear, it fucking hurts. And what she told me to do was she told me to angle my head so that my ear was pointed right at the light. So the bug would go towards the light and come out of the ear. And like this fucking bug, this big ass fucking bug just falls out of my head. And she's like, Jesus Christ, that was in there? It's like, yeah. It was a horrifying experience.
My grandma was out, like, working in, cutting hedges or something in her garden, and she felt a bug, like, land on her head, but didn't really think about it. And, like, for the rest of the day, she occasionally felt like a weird itch in her ear, but again, like, shit happens. And later in that day, she was talking to someone new who had just moved into the area, and as they were talking, a moth just flew out of her ear.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful.
She'd be like, "No, no, we're not like freaks here or anything. I didn't know that was there. It was, uh,
Well, since we're sharing stories, I might as well share this one. Um, so I got a whiteboard because I'm the one of those kinds of people that don't have a memory of my own. I need things to tell me what it is that I need to do with my life. That's why I have a smartphone with a notebook function. That's why I have, that's why I use alarm clocks because I can't get up on my own. Um, so I got a whiteboard, right? And I'm trying to redesign my workspace, make it a little more streamlined and make it look less like a horrible mess and a little more organized. So I decided, I'm going to hang my whiteboard up on the wall. And it's this big 3 foot by 2 foot thing, which is great because it gives me plenty of space to put on there all the things I'm going to neglect. And I went to put it up, and there are 3 parts, well, 4 parts to this whiteboard, right? The two you would expect, the white surface that you write on, and then the cardboard backing because the surface isn't very thick. Like, you with me so far?
yep,
But what this whiteboard also has is like these big, heavy fucking metal borders being held by plastic around the corners. Why it would have something so heavy, I would never understand. But that made it really hard to put like up on the wall with one person. And not only that, but the little holes for the screws weren't big enough to like just stick a pen through and mark the wall, which is whatever because those things have to hold this whiteboard to the wall, which is obviously heavy because of the metal borders, which is what I just mentioned. And also this fucking thing is warped, so like if you hang it up by the top 2 corners, one of the lower corners just juts out, so I had to mount at least one of the lower corners. So, after having a bunch of difficulty with this heavy ass thing, measuring out the two lower holes and getting everything situated and drilled in and the anchors in and everything, um, what I ended up doing was putting in the top two, figuring out where the one that was jutting out would have to go, and then taking it out to put that anchor in. So, everything's going all right so far. Except whenever I go to take the 2 top screws out, I'm not holding on to it well enough, and the other side just lets go. One of the plastic corner pieces breaks, the metal brace flies off of that side, so I'm looking at a totally fucking destroyed whiteboard. Okay?
The wall collapses, a horde of spiders come out of the ceiling, the basement catches fire.
See, that's what it's starting to sound like, but actually, like, I managed to fix the whiteboard, you know, so it won't fall out. It'll actually stay up and everything's fine and whatever. I just kind of rolled with it. So then, after I had the 3rd anchor put in place and in the wall and everything, I go to put the thing back up. Now this time I put both screws in the top so they'll hold it up and I can just drill them in. And I'm like, you know, I'm being ginger with it, you know, I'm just giving the trigger those little pulls just to make sure I don't overdo it with the screw. Well, I get it in, and as soon as I get it in far enough, I hear this as the as the thing as the thing does the same thing it did before. It lurches over, the piece that broke off before fucking falls off again. And wouldn't you know it, that little piece of plastic that was in the corner but that was supposed to be between the screw and the wall is still hanging there in the wall, and the goddamn whiteboard is separate from that. I mean, I can probably hang it back up with the lower corner and the higher corner, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I'm looking for in a fucking whiteboard, okay? Something that's easy to put up and will stay up and won't give me any fucking problems. I didn't get any of that out of this fucking whiteboard, and I'm pissed.
I presume that you then reenacted the scene from Office Space where you took the piece of malfunctioning equipment out into a field and beat it with a variety of instruments.
Now, I would, but being it's a whiteboard with no moving, or at least presumably no moving parts, but a lot of parts seem to have been moving in the interim of trying to install the fucking thing, there's not really anything I could beat out of it.
It's really only satisfying when you hear the whirring of machinery slowly go to a halt and know that you've really killed a thing.
I mean, I'm not really going to be able to beat it and get my $30 back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm full of items again.
I'm getting flashbacks to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Only I know you don't have TMs this time.
Shit. Okay, so my items are full, so I might as well use some. Oh, God. Whoops. There. I don't know what's going on here. I have a very good feeling I'm going to pay for it soon, though. This is very reminiscent of a Lost Woods type scenario.
So I've recently become interested in getting more like Super Nintendo games because I have a perfectly working system but barely anything for it.
Right.
And I was kind of surprised looking at Amazon how cheap those games are because I thought they would be retro enough that the prices would start going up. And as long as it's not something that like Super Mario World or Super Mario All-Stars, which I already have, they seem to actually be like in the $20 range for the most part.
Well, see, the thing you got to remember is that, you know, the prices, like the collectible prices of things, are controlled pretty much by salesmen. And whoa, I think we're going the right way. It's controlled by salesmen who they pretty much follow trends. For example, the Super Nintendo is no longer retro. Well, it is retro, but it's no longer like the sought-after retro because the Nintendo 64 is now. which means it's no longer the high-ticket item because the Nintendo 64 is in town, being all retro now. So Super Nintendo game prices are probably going to drop pretty good.
Excellent.
Yeah, which is good because Super Nintendo is my favorite console too. So I will benefit greatly.
Well, actually,
from that.
I just ordered Captain America and the Avengers for the SNES, which I have never heard of nor played before, and I'm basically justifying getting it because A, it was $15, and B, I can review it in the future.
Yeah. There's actually a game that I used to play as a kid but was never able to beat that I essentially want to get for the reason that I was never able to figure out how to beat the thing. So, if I can find a copy of Lagoon, expect me to do something with that to some capacity.
Oh, the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
You achieve such a perfect balance of, you know, there is enough limitation that game designers had to really get creative with their mechanics, while it was still graphically appealing.
What the hell? Whoa! What is this shit? Whoa!
What?
I'm pretty sure I only had 1.5 drinks. I shouldn't be seeing shit like this.
I just don't.
Why? Why can't I go in there and fight him?
Why is Mario punching the air?
Because Mallow was
Is
stopping.
there a Bruce Lee reference?
Yeah. We're hiding. Why are we hiding? Mario doesn't... Oh no.
Mario don't hide from no one.
It's the second star!
Disturb me you must not. Practicing I am.
Teach you we must. Who's in charge? Oh. Okay. Am I controlling this fight? Because I have no idea who this is.
I'm guessing it's a wizard.
Oh, I know who it is. I'm just saying that to be facetious. But, do I get to control him, or is this a scripted thing?
I'm more worried about the Noid's punk cousin here.
Wait, where are we now?
I don't...
Why are
What?
Why are there birds? Oh, just so they could do that and scare off the birds.
I just don't even.
Well, Mallow just got fucked up. Boing. That's weird. I kinda dig that, though. The living bow. Strong you are. Stronger am I, hurt you I will.
Please, it can't be that hard to just make the sentence correct.
Oh good, now I have to jump again. Oh, I guess no I don't.
Was it Robot Chicken where they were doing Clone Wars? They were doing a Star Wars Episode 2 parody where it was Yoda going, Land there you must. Save them we will. And one of the stormtroopers was going, okay, look, Yoda, in a military situation, we need really clear, concise, directions. And you have an IQ of like 9,000, so it cannot be that hard for you to rearrange your sentences to make sense to us.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I know I'm going to be super original here by bringing up flaws in the original trilogy, but if you watch, like, Empire Strikes Back, Yoda doesn't do that particular, like, style of syntax nearly as much as they push it in the original trilogy.
Can I destroy these buttons? I guess I can. I can only attack him and try to stop him before he does it. Huh.
Did that guy's torso just separate from his pants?
Mallow? Yeah, it does it all the time. So now we can't use special abilities.
Joy.
Yeah. Which means Mallow is useless. So what's new there? And now we can't... Okay, yeah, it switches back and forth. What is HP Rain, exactly? I would assume that that heals me. But you know what? I'm never too entirely sure with this game.
I'd be lying if I said I had a clue what was going on.
Yeah. Whoops.
I'm almost as confused now as I was when I watched the ending to Big O.
Huh.
The saving grace here is I'm not being told anyone's a tomato here.
Yeah. I'm not entirely certain what's going on right now. Shit. Every time it gets around to him, I'm all out. This isn't going to go very well. I can guarantee you that now.
It doesn't seem to be going well right now.
Oh, maybe I just need to... I'm just going to recover the health of my characters. Just let that magic happen, and maybe I have a better chance. I really don't know.
Run the picket fence.
Yeah, I have no idea what the strategy is here for this. Aside from just hoping. Okay, so I can't.
My default plan always comes from, a basketball game or a basketball movie taking place in Gary, Indiana.
I try and see what Psychopath does, but that never works out very well. So... Oh, right,
Do you ever look at a character in a video game or anything and just really wonder to yourself what the meeting was like where the concept art for them was introduced?
Yeah.
Because I'm just wondering what justification somebody in design had to use to present this villain to a board.
Well, that's what HP Rain does.
I'll make it rain.
HP. I just, I don't... There's one thing that doesn't catch me right. It just feels like you don't... You ever get a sense where it's like you watch your characters progress in strength and they should be able to do more strength, like more damage than what they do?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like, it just feels like my characters don't do a sufficient amount of damage for what leveling they're doing, what this enemy looks like. Like, the numbers just don't look right to me.
Mario, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. And plus, as far as fucking bosses go, this one's more tedious than anything. I just don't like it. It just feels like a waste of time.
This feels like every Seymour fight in Final Fantasy X after the first one.
It's like, it's not hard, but it's not breaking me. I'm just bored. I just want it to be over.
Frankly, that's probably the worst thing that a game or movie or anything can do, is just leave the consumer feeling bored.
All I know is it appears to be over, because it's raining coins, and everybody's got their stance going. The Star Road?
Huh?
Well, I'm kind of glad they got that in here. Nice.
I always love it when they have a character like that they haven't introduced the name of him yet, so they always have to attribute his quotes to question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
Just because I've written things where I'm like, okay, I haven't introduced this character by name yet, so I have to think of every other way I can describe him to attribute
What?
sentences or descriptions to him.
Look at his name! I'm heart music note exclamation question mark, but it's hard to pronounce. Wow.
So he's the doctor?
Could be. Oh, burn! He looks strongest out of all the dolls. There was a Mario doll there, just so we're aware. Burn!
Oh, right.
There's still an arrow over there, Jai.
Also, I'd like to say hello to our newest second viewer, Mike Joe.
Oh, we got another viewer? Oh, that's right. You can probably see
Yep.
the list of people. I can't. For some reason, I can't see that.
No, I just sent him a link to this, so I know he's here.
Oh, okay. Yay. Things are definitely looking up.
The drinking Mike Joe is pretty strictly a BYOB kind of deal.
Yeah. Uh-oh. The arrow's gonna go narc. Yeah, after we get the second of 7 stars, we now figure out what the hell we're supposed to be doing with them.
In fairness, if this were current Final Fantasy, you would never figure out what you were doing with them, or really what they were, or why you needed anything, or who you were.
Alright, I guess maybe we should get some new equipment here. Actually, let me make sure something... Okay. I checked this...
Oh, Mike Joe, if Big O taught us anything, it's that everything is tomatoes.
I always paranoidally check the audio settings after losing that entire session with Matt.
That was a dark day for Geeks of the Roundtable Let's Plays.
Yeah. Fortunately, that was at the beginning of a game. How awful would that be if
we beat Ganondorf and just find that all the audio is missing?
Yeah. Yeah, then we'd be screwed. Okay, what do I have? I have a bunch of mushrooms.
I'm not huge on the Mario mythos, but are Goombas and Toads related in any way?
No. They actually look nothing alike.
Well, I was wondering if we were looking like at a Lord of the Rings situation where Morgoth takes the elves and corrupts them to become orcs.
Oh god, I have so much stuff. Oh, I can probably sell some of these able juices. I haven't had to use one yet. Man, these pure waters. Defeats ghosts in a wink. Gone.
Say, does able juice let you attack for more damage?
Heal status problems during battle. I literally never use those because, you know, status problems aren't really that damn... Oh my god, you have a limit of 909... Oh no! Can I have a paper towel, please? Oh.
Here, just let me hand you a paper towel over the internet.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm not... I've had 2 drinks. I am not drunk. But yeah, you can only have 999 coins. Hmm? I can't hear. Oh. Alright, sorry about this interruption, folks. I am... Just to be clear, it's not the alcohol that's doing this. I am just a generally clumsy person. So... Probably just be better off to handle
I'll fill in the silence, but... I'll fill in the silence by doing a dramatic reading of the back of this Excedrin bottle.
Okay. I'm very sorry. This is so terribly unprofessional of me. Yeah.
Read all product information before using. Keep the box for the important information. Henceforth are the active ingredients in each caplet.
Does it really say henceforth?
No, I'm dramatic flair, okay?
Okay. You almost had me. You almost made me believe it said henceforth. I was excited.
It's on like a fancy scroll graphic.
Yeah.
250 milligrams of aspirin for the purpose of pain relief. 65 milligrams of caffeine as a pain reliever aid. It shall only be used to temporarily relieve minor aches and pains due to headache, a cold, arthritis,
A cold,
muscular aches, toothaches, and premenstrual and menstruation cramps.
Okay.
But ye foolish user, I give you this dire warning. Children and teenagers who have or are recovering from chickenpox or flu-like symptoms should not use this product. Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm done. I just didn't want to interrupt you. You're doing so well.
We'll continue this dramatic reading another day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Prepare for part 2.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, you can only have 999 coins. That's a real bummer. But don't you hate how liquids like always seem like it always seems like there's more of something whenever you spill it than there is when you're like say drinking it.
No, absolutely.
It's like, man, this is such a good beverage, but it goes away so quickly. But I'll bet you if I spilled it, there would be seemingly a lot more.
Well, it's like with paint rollers. They never have enough to, do that one strip of wall, but if you try to wash them out, they have infinite paint stored in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Joe said liquids are tomatoes.
A lot of things. Except the stars are tomatoes, the stars are tomatoes, the stars are tomatoes. Except for memories, aspirin is tomatoes, liquids are tomatoes. Is there some sort of tomato what the fuck? Is that... Am I sleeping next to...
That's Link.
That's Link. Let's talk to him.
That's absolutely Link.
And...
The thing with tomatoes is, if you watch the anime series Big O,
okay, listen.
The last episodes just go completely off the rails.
I have a question for you. How can you talk about anything seriously while watching this happen in front of you?
Because I was lagged behind by a few seconds and didn't see you jumping on Link's torso.